I'm having a full circle moment as you're talking about being given a first opportunity because there's Josephat Matotele in the audience today. And I have to tell you that had it not been for Joe in partnership with Truda Meeden and the late Paul van Skalkwyk, I wouldn't have had my first opportunity. They funded my tertiary education. I came to work for them as an intern. And eventually they gave me a permanent offer, and they are very responsible for what you have in front of you here today. They've contributed significantly. And I think that is testament to the work that you're doing here. I think the First Rand Group is responding to not only a social need and an economic opportunity. Of course, you're going to be in partnership with many talented, educated, empowered young Namibians who have a lot of solutions to offer our country. They're just not really given the opportunity to display their fullest capabilities. I think it's a benefit to the group, but we also, I think as leaders, have got a moral and a political imperative to create these opportunities. I'm here because this is very aligned to the priorities of the president. It's very aligned to the priorities of the government. You are aware that in the second Harambee Prosperity Plan, His Excellency has, under the social progression pillar, included an internship, a national internship program for higher education. And we're championing this as government for a number of reasons, because we recognize that as the government, we're not in a position to create more new job opportunities. We are legislators, and we are also aware that the country currently does not have a cooperative education framework. We have not legislated work integrated learning. There's no law that compels private sector or businesses to, mandatorily take young university students for an internship. But that's because we don't think you need to make a law to do the right thing. We believe that good business that is building and serving the community, knows what to do when the time comes. And that doesn't need a legislative instrument. So we did want to incentivize industry to begin to hold hands with government and to create more of these opportunities because of the very difficult economic climate that we're in. We understand the constraints, we understand the contractions, the impacts of the pandemic on businesses, and it's a very tough time to ask businesses to take in more employees. Even as interns, they are paid for. Within government, we have made a commitment, 2% of all the public sector jobs, 2% of them are allocated to internships, and we also offer a stipend. And if you look at the size of the public service, it's 117 men strong. So 2% is a significant contribution, but it's not enough because of the rising numbers and also just because of the number of trainees that we are putting out of our formal education system. On average, we're training about 20 to 22,000 new graduates every year between the formal larger universities, IUM, NUST, and UNAM. And if we look at the economic growth, even in the best of times, we had the 7% economic growth target to say that we need at least 7% economic growth in order to absorb all the new trainees. How much more so now that we've been in a period of consecutive negative growth and with a lot of business closures, a lot of lost opportunities for more transition. So there are a number of things that government is driving to create opportunities for this transition of our trained, talented, capable young people from the formal education system into the labor market. That includes work-integrated learning, which is what you are aligning and supporting government to achieve through this initiative. But we are also really looking at curriculum reform. We're looking at establishing a stronger partnership between industry and the institutions of higher learning. We want industry skills-based committees to inform the curriculum review process of our universities because we want on-demand training. The economy is changing rapidly, and Conrad, you've spoken about the jobs of the future. You've spoken about the new critical skills that are not yet available in the economy, and we recognize that we're going to to have to actually work, even forge a deeper compact with industry in order for our institutions to be able to respond. If we fail to do that, I think we only exacerbate inequalities because we exacerbate the skills gap and those disparities. So I really want to appreciate you, because I think there are a number of wins through this initiative. One is the skills, the work integrated learning, and the transition that you are practically and tangibly making a contribution to keeping young people through employment, training, and education, keeping young people preoccupied and giving them an opportunity. But the second aspect, I think, comes as a financial sector. I think the financial sector is one of our sectors that is leading within the digital transformation agenda. I think you are governing yourselves well. You're responding to the evolving technological landscape. I'm aware of the great work that you're doing in investing in human capital development. You are developing some of the critical skills that the company needs, really at your own initiative, at your own investment. Without an overarching national strategy necessarily, but because you recognize the competitiveness and the need and the imperative for you to prepare for tomorrow. So many of you are investing in data scientists, you're investing in pro-industrial engineers, process engineers, and these are exactly the skills that the country needs in order for us to be able to leapfrog. So you're not only responding, I think, to an unemployment challenge, but you're also creating opportunities for more prospects for tomorrow. I don't talk about youth unemployment. I think we need to use more redemptive language. That doesn't mean I'm in denial of the problem that we have as a society, but I think we should not fixate on the problem. I think we need to fixate on the solutions. The solutions are better education. The solutions are work-integrated learning and transition from training into labor. The solutions are enterprise development and job creation and entrepreneurship, so that we can actually start to talk about how many new enterprises do we need to create and how many new jobs will those enterprises create. I think that is how we're going